Hello, this is Mr. Kiwi Rider. Welcome to the news at 11:15.
It's a terrible time for news.
Well, that probably explains why our ratings are so low.
That is not the reason why our ratings are so low.
What is the reason?
Can't go into it right now.
You can't or you won't?
Both. Hi guys.
G'day riders.
G'day riders.
This is Mr. Kiwi Rider.
And Mrs. Kiwi Rider.
You might know us from...
Where are you going with that?
I'm very tired.
So am I.
You might know us from movies such as Mr. and Mrs. Kiwi Rider Do France. Mr. and Mrs. Kiwi Rider Do France. Do France.
Don't do friends.
The images you're seeing are Timaru, the town I grew up in. So a few weeks ago it was my birthday weekend, and when Mrs. Kiwi Rider asked me what I'd like to do, I said to her I'd like to take a ride to my old hometown, which is literally only about 3.5 hours up State Highway 1. If you know anything about New Zealand, you'll know it's a long, thin country, and there is a main road that runs the length of it, excluding the Cook Strait, although technically that's probably still part of State Highway 1, called State Highway 1. Now, generally in most parts, it's actually just 2 lanes wide, one going north, one going south. So, 3.5 hours from Dunedin to Timaru, and today we just literally took a ride around for nostalgic purposes, at least for me anyway.
So we are going to share with you our 5 favourite highlights from this trip.
Wow, that was really concise. Oh, we should probably just shut up then and show them our 5 highlights from this homecoming trip.
Yeah.
Okay. Here's 5 highlights from the homecoming trip. Highlight number 1 is literally the road that we've just ridden onto right now. It's called the Loop Bridge. It literally connects Timaru City with the port. Alright, and why I love this road is because when we were kids, we used to bring our bikes down here and just speed as fast as we could down this loop road.
Man, I'd just like to keep doing those loops for a while.
I know.
It's fun, yeah.
I know. And I probably would have done it a bit faster had that car not have been in front of us. Just quietly. Now, that thing there...
There's a giant marshmallow.
I have no idea what that is. It looks like one of the spy bases.
It does, yeah.
But it'll be a silo of some sort. I don't know.
Silo of my hopes and dreams.
Wow, it's big.
It shouldn't be that big. And that brings us to highlight number 2, the Botanical Gardens.
Yeah, we're just coming up to the gates of the Botanical Gardens. I loved this place growing up, and I still do.
I couldn't believe that we could ride right in.
Yep.
I've been to these gardens before, and they're really beautiful. But yeah, this was really fun.
It's also nice for the hospital too to have the gardens right next to it, because then patients can, I guess, I
was thinking that when we rode past. Yeah, I was like, if I had to be in hospital, those rooms would be the ones that you would want.
Yeah.
They should put all hospitals next to beautiful parks, I reckon.
Yeah.
That'd be a good planning.
It's a jolly good idea. You should be a civil town planner.
planner.
Or a civil or an uncivil one for that matter.
Yeah, that's more like it.
I'm going to plan this damn town. Back at the hospital here now, somewhere in there is actually the furnaces where they used to. Now, actually, I think this was an urban legend where they used to burn all the body parts.
That's what I thought you were going to say.
I reckon that was an urban legend. Now that I say that,
it probably was.
Yeah, it was probably just the laundries.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I always imagine them throwing, amputated legs and stuff into the furnace.
Oh, no.
You can't see it, but over to the left is actually the Timaru cemetery.
Dead centre of town.
One of us had to say it.
Dad's jokes.
The dead centre of town. Mm-hmm. Hey kids, we're in the dead centre of town.
Every single cemetery that we went past, Dad would say that.
Yeah.
He did, and to this day, now I say it every time I pass one.
Thank you, Dad.
Yeah.
Just over that hill there is actually a bit of a playground.
Woohoo!
And yeah, a friend of mine and I, we used to hang out there a lot, just on the swings, talking rubbish as you do after school.
We always did that as well. We'd always just find random parks or playgrounds and just hang out before we had to go home. Yeah.
It was an important part of growing up, I think.
Oh yeah. And then when we did get home, we would be on the phone for about 3 hours. Straight. No one else could call because I was stuck on the phone with my bestie.
Yeah.
Had to talk about and debrief the day.
Yeah. I don't know if you noticed that back there was a barrier arm. It's like the barrier arm comes down. It's like there's no way in or no way out. But of course the grass doesn't have any fences on it, so technically you could just drive around it.
Right around it,
yeah.
Security is strong in this town.
Yeah. Oh, there's a car. Man, it's so busy in Timaru.
Wow,
Good grief. The roads, I remember thinking the roads were really bumpy.
Well, in this trip.
Yeah. Like the Timaru roads. But in saying that, they don't have... Down here in Dunedin, we have heaps of manhole covers, like right in the centre of the laneway. But here, they're quite clever because they've put them right over to the left.
I don't know any town that has them all in the centre of the road.
Isn't
like
it silly?
Dunedin. I know.
See, they're on the left there.
Stupid, uncivil town planners.
Yeah. They need an uncivilized town planner like yourself.
Yeah.
Sort them out.
Yeah.
Put them bloody hydrants to the side of the road, would you? Highlight number 3 was riding the slow road through the Scenic Reserve, which is more accurately known as Centennial Park.
Highlight number 4, kids, but not in a free candy way.
One thing that Timaru was known for, at least when I was growing up, was all of the damn magpies dive bombing and attacking school kids on their way to school or biking around, and we just happened to get a magpie dive bombing a kid on video, so yeah, check this out. Another funny thing that happened was some kids on bikes were giving us the twisty throttle sign, and obviously wanting us to gun the engine. So I gave mine a quick burst, just to give them a thrill. The noise, I think.
Yeah.
Did you see the ones in?
Yeah, they waved.
And one of them was like this, and I was like, boom.
And I heard yours, and then I did it, and I'm like,
oh.
Well, it's so embarrassing. I laughed for the next like 15 minutes because I'm like, there's just nothing there. I felt like such a gimp.
Did you see the magpie swoop on that kid that was biking in the park?
No.
Oh man, I hope I got that on the GoPro.
Oh really?
I mean, it's obviously not funny if you get attacked by one, but the magpies, and they just do that. They swoop on cyclists.
They're awful.
It's like... Highlight number 5 was really just reminiscing and remembering the city, and actually remembering how much I've forgotten about the place I grew up in.
That's the interesting thing, is that it doesn't take that long for you to move away from somewhere, for you to forget things that you thought you'd remember forever.
I know.
And in your mind's eye you remember it, but to actually find your way to get to that place again can sometimes be really tricky, and you think, oh, I'd remember that. Yeah. But you actually don't when you get there, or things change. Yeah. Trees grow up and things change subtly, and you're like, oh, I don't actually remember where I'm going here, or the path, or the streets that I took to get there. Yeah. And the first thing to go for me was like street names, and you see street names and go, oh, I don't remember it being called that. Yeah. Yeah.
So thanks guys for watching. Memory lane is closed. But we hope that you will join us next time.
Thanks for sticking with us, and please like and subscribe if you like what we do.
Do it! Or not. Doesn't matter.
You guys are alright. I have to live with her. She has to live with me. She just rolled her eyes.
Someone's sleeping on the couch today.
Why are you sleeping on the couch?
Because I don't want to sleep next to you.
Catch you later, guys. Highlight number 3 is the slow ride through the scenic in the scenic reserve. So check this out.
Highlight number 2. The Botanical Gardens. I'm going to do this again.
You make me laugh, Mrs. Kiwi Rider.